Hello everyone. Looking on the net, YouTube, TikTok, and apparently a lot of people talking about the Olympic Games in Paris. Now, what I saw, the women were showing the ceremony. Now, of course, the ceremony for the Olympic Games is sort of usually really good. But because the Olympic Games was in Paris, the ceremony, and I did not mention, was shit. It was nothing but a load of rubbish, apparently. They seem to mock a certain religion, so to speak. You know, the Last Supper, Jesus and that. They decided to have a table all the way along, and in the middle, they had all people sitting at this table. And in the middle, they had a drag queen. And on top of the table, they had a guy painted blue with something on his head, and he only had undies on, and he's probably a mime, right? And he drops the mime. Then there's another part where they showed where you got these young people, guys and girls, dancing. And there's like one big long floor, the floor was all the way long. And there was all coloured lights and swirls. And they're dancing, and then they all fall down. You know that song, Ring Around Rosie, and we all fall down, right? I mean, it could have been worse. They could have been having a circle of chairs. I can't remember what the topic game was. Remember you played a game where there was a circle of chairs, and or you'd have about 10 chairs long, and you walk around, and there'd be about 10 people, 10, 15 people, and they walk around, and the music's playing, and then as soon as the music stops, they all had to grab a seat, and whoever didn't get a seat, they lost. Remember that game? Well, that's what that was. The music's playing, they're dancing, and then the music must have stopped, and they all fall on the ground. They just fall down. Oh, look at us. Oh, aren't we good? We're doing a good job. That was a load of crap. But the most insulting bloody thing is to insult the Last Supper. Seriously, it was absolutely a bloody disgrace. Table all the way along. And in the middle, you've got drag queen. I don't know what other people were on that side and that side. Must have been drag queens all the way along. And then you've got this stupid, bloody idiot bloke, all in blue, with some thing on his head, and he's in the mic. Must have been talking or singing or whatever. I don't know. And it was an absolute mockery. It was the most, as I've heard people say, boring ceremony. And after seeing what they showed, and it's the most stupidest bloody ceremony that they could ever think of having for an Olympic Games. If it was in any other country, Australia, America, any other country, They'd make sure that the ceremony was going to be good and entertain people, not the ceremony that Paris did. It was an absolute joke. Hilarious. Seriously. But there's one thing that no one should ever do is mock the Last Supper. That part was important in history, in the past, right? Very important in the past. But these bloody idiots that think of this having this ceremony, a bunch of dipsticks, decide, oh, let's mock the Last Supper. In other words, they did. They completely mocked it. And it's an absolute insult to the Last Supper. Because that's part of history, right? That's part of the past. You know, if I went to watch it, I watch about 5 seconds of it and say, no. What type of ceremony was it? It's supposed to be about sport. And apparently, all these teams, I saw someone else show that they were all in different names. You couldn't work out what countries all these other people were from. They were all in all different names. You couldn't read it. And this person, the woman, is saying, I've never heard of these countries. You know, it's an absolute joke. The thing is, they think that, they can do that rubbish, that type of ceremony. I mean, I've seen ceremonies at the Olympic Games, and they're a lot better than what bloody shit they did for that one in Paris. I mean, come on. A table full of, what, a drag queen in the middle, got no idea what the others were, must have been other drag queens sitting at the table. And then in the middle, you've got some guy covered in blue paint stuff, only wearing undies and talking on a mic. And then you've got these guys and girls dancing, and then they just fall down on this floor that's got coloured squares lit up. That is the most stupidest, dumb thing I've ever seen. I mean, I've seen a lot of people do videos on this, because they're all disgusted and very angry, and I wouldn't blame them. Seriously. I wouldn't blame them at all. You know, you're going to do a ceremony, you do it right. You don't do it like that. And as I said, the one thing you never mock is the Last Supper, because as I said, it is part of history. It's the past. That's an important event that happened in the past. It is not to be mocked. But these dumb bloody idiots think, in other words, let's go ahead, mock the Last Supper. Let's do some stupid bloody thing. Seriously. Anyway, mate, that was my bit of a rant about the ceremony for the Olympics. Take care, everybody, and bye now.